Uh, my friends, my beautiful, beautiful children who have joined me here on this wonderful day, overcast as it may be in Northern California, it is still shining sun in my heart because we have here a wonderful guest with us, Hunter Avallone, the man, the myth, the legend, so beautifully framed by YouTube chat as the gayest straight man versus the straightest gay man. Hunter, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me on, and I'm looking forward to having a good debate/discussion.
I am extremely excited.
Of course.
I can have a discussion with you, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, what it really comes down to is I'm against authoritarianism at the end of the day, and I'm sure we'll get into this in a little while, but that's part of the reason I oppose a lot of what I would call the leftist agenda. If you were one day to wake up and say you identify as a woman, you think you should be able to walk into the women's bathroom?
Oh yeah, unquestionably. If it's authentic, then yeah. And the government infringing on that ability is, I would consider to be a violation of human rights. I can't imagine like being in support of the government legislating people's ability to use facilities that they were previously able to use, which was motivated not by scientific rigor, but rather by disgust. It's disgust. These people aren't.
I mean, all that's really happened is the federal enforcement of these laws have been rolled back, and it's now being left up to the states. I think that's the way it should be as well. I don't think this is an issue that should be enforced on a federal level.
So you abhor federal authoritarianism, but when the government takes its hands off and says, okay, states, now you have the freedom to oppress, you're okay with that?
I mean, what you're calling oppression, I think that it should be left up to the states. This goes back to what I was saying before, is
that's oppression. Yeah, it is oppression. It's literally the state legislating to restrict the rights of a marginalized group of people. It's unquestionably a form of state oppression, just because it's happening at a state level rather than a federal level. I mean, fuck, I live in California. California has more power, more wealth, more people than a lot of countries in Europe. If the state of California wants to deny me some rights, I don't see why that shouldn't be treated as seriously as a federal authoritarian act. Like, would you be okay with, like, the 14th Amendment being rolled back and the government saying, all right, states, now you're free to decide whether or not slavery is legal?
I think that's a bit of a false equivalency.
Well, no, it's not. It's a very
policies.
No, it's a direct one-to-one, because you said you oppose authoritarianism, but now you're saying that as long as it's left up to the states, if they vote in authoritarian measures, that's okay. So I think this is actually a direct equivocacy. As a supporter of freedom, I want the government to protect people's rights at a federal level, so states with more regressive attitudes can't roll back protections that people have enjoyed in other states. I want it to be as secure as possible for transgender people to be able to use the bathrooms of their choice, for black people to be able to marry white people, for gay people to be able to marry other gay people. I don't want the states deciding this. I don't want freedom to be decided by the particulars of my locals. I want the broadest, most representative, most powerful institution in the planet to look down at the states beneath it and to say, you may not discriminate against these people. They are free to do with their lives as they choose. That, to me, is freedom. This is literally the same argument in all cases, and we can probably go back further, too, back to women's suffrage and anti-slavery. The same argument has been made. How can you say you're in favor of egalitarianism when you prioritize the feelings of black people, gay people, women's voters, what have you, over the comfort of the straight cisgender white male, the landowner, the man, what have you? It's the same argument back through time. And I say to all of these things that no, freedom does not wait on the comfort of the bigoted. All of us, whether or not we're comfortable with it, should live in a society which treats everyone equally.
Well, of course. I mean, I don't like to bring nature into this because I understand we're not the same as animals, but I do think lobsters are the best example because lobsters.
Y la encontré y la doy solamente para ella. ¡Asómate, mira dónde llega el agua! Llegaba el agua hasta el restaurante, había subido la marea. Jesús.